Welcome, everyone. This is Ed Reiner with Daily Dose of Mind Stuff. I want to welcome everybody for joining me today, whether you are on live with me or you're watching the replay. This is the Daily Dose of Mind Stuff, just a little dose of positivity, personal development, professional development, growth, things that I am studying on a daily basis to keep my mind sharp and continue to grow in my own journey towards my goals and becoming the person that I want to become. So you are joining me today on that and every day that you come on. So today, I've got a short video, and this is about Bob discussing the concept of connecting the dots. He gives a quote from Steve Jobs, and it's about connecting the dots that we really never know how to get somewhere. We've talked about this in some earlier videos. We're moving along here because we're on day 16, I believe, is what I am at. Yeah, day 16. So 16 days in a row. We're going 100 days in a row. About this, when you come up with a goal, you don't need to know how to get there. The way will be shown. When we're setting goals and we're going after something, if you know how to achieve the goal, it's not a worthwhile goal. It's not going to provide any inspiration. You're not going to want to give it your all and go after it because it's going to be something that you already know how to do. So it's not a good goal. That's the A level that we've talked about before. The next level is that B level. The B level is what you think you can do. And again, if you're going after something that you think you can do, that's where you tend to try to plot out all the plans, all of the steps that are going to get you there. You look at your conditions, circumstances, all of your outside things that you're living through your world, through your physical senses. And if all of these things fall into place, if I get this deal, if this happens, if I just save this amount of money, I can do this. Even if it's like a vacation, if we save X amount of dollars, then we can go on this vacation instead of just deciding what it is that we want. So that's the B level, is what we think we can do. And the problem with that is we start going after the B level and we drop back down to the A. There's no inspiration, and people just bounce from A to B, what they know they can do to what they think they can do. The way we're going to get inspiration is going after something that we really want, when we really start to stretch. And I think I have a video here coming up in the next couple days that actually will have Bob going over that, because I was watching something the other day on a paradigm shift recordings that I had. I'll see if I can find that. I'll pick that out. We'll put that one on there. But it's where we start to stretch. We have no idea how we're going to get there. These are the ideas that we have that are just big. It's what we really, really want. And when we're thinking about those goals, we need to dismiss how we're going to do it. We just have to think, what is it that I want? Bob was always talking and always asking, what do you want? What is it that you really, really want? What do you want? And a lot of times, I think because we live through our senses, we don't ever stretch. We don't think about what we want. We think about what we think we can get or what we know, those other two levels. So this is where we stretch. And the truth is, anytime you've ever done anything of great importance or that's been big, we've never known how to get there until after we've gotten there. We just start to move in that direction. And this is what Bob's talking about today in connecting the dots. So this is basically I call it a montage of different things with a voiceover of Bob, but it's really good. And it's taken from one of the live seminars. I'm assuming it was from a paradigm shift. But let's go ahead and go over to that now, and then we will be back and talk about that. Let me get the right button here. All right, see you in a minute.
Steve Jobs put it very well. What did Jobs say? He said, You can't connect the dots looking forward. You can only connect them looking backwards. So you have to trust the dots will somehow connect in the future. That means you're always going to be walking into the dark. You're going to be walking into a place you've never been. Now, you can take that as a scary thing that you're foolish doing because you're always going to be a little scared. Or you can see this as a magnificent opportunity every day. Every day is a new venture. This is where I am. I know how I got here. This is where I want to go. The moment your belief matches with any state, you fuse with it. You fuse with the idea. That's what happens. The moment your belief matches with any state, you fuse with it. This union results in the activation and projection of its plots, plans, conditions, and circumstance. Just whoop, like that, everything changes. That new state of conscious awareness becomes your home from which you view the world. If you're observant, you're going to see outer reality shaping itself upon the model of your imagination. Now, this is all our imagination at work. All kinds of strange things happen when you buy into it. But you've got to buy into it. Now, you see, when you do, this is the way it works. You can't see what has to happen. You've got to trust. You've got to act like the person you've got to become. Now, you've also got to know that some of the people close to you are saying, who are you trying to act as? What would you kidding yourself? Come on. Quit acting phony. People are laughing at you. Why are you doing that? You've got to be strong enough to say, too bad. You don't really know who I am. I'm learning who I am. You just watch me, kid. But not many people can do that. This is not easy. Why do you think there's only 3 people out of 100 that do it? But when you do, the way just suddenly happens. And before you know it, what the hell, you're there. And you think, wow. You can't connect the dots looking forward. You can only connect them looking backwards. Yeah, when you look at that, then you may jump and you say, I'm going to go there. Well, you got to understand there's a place too. You go there. There's a place too. These are all real places. That's real. We're visiting it for the first time, maybe that anybody ever went there. You may have never done it before. You may come in here flat broke, no understanding of this. You can do it. You can do it every bit as well as I can. That's phenomenal. You and I can do this. The way just suddenly happens.
Okay, super short, super powerful. I suggest watching that over and over. It's as we have been saying on these, repetition. Repetition is the mother of all learning. It's the repetition of these ideas going into the subconscious mind that really start to take root and then start to blossom. It's like we're planting seeds. It's like our mind is like a garden. Okay. And the earth, as Earl Nightingale said in one of his programs, I believe it was Lead the Field, but he equates the mind to a garden, and the earth doesn't care what you plant. You can plant a seed of corn and then next to it plant nightshade, which he says is a deadly poison. The earth is going to grow both of them. It doesn't care. It doesn't care what you plant. It will bring forth whatever is planted. Our mind is the same way. We have the garden of our subconscious mind. We're going to plant in it what we want to grow. If we don't consciously plant the seeds we want to put in there, we're going to be getting seeds from outside, from the things that are going around the world right now, things that you're seeing on the news, that you're hearing on the radio, seeing on Facebook posts. those ideas are going to come into our mind. And if we don't reject them, because if you remember, we've talked about before, in the conscious mind, we have the ability to accept or reject any idea. If we don't reject those ideas and originate new ideas, ideas that are going to help us move us towards what we want, the type of life we want to have, what we want to be, do, or have, and plant those into the subconscious mind purposefully and deliberately, and then feed those by giving energy to those ideas and think of how we can do whatever it is that we're going to do. We're going to be in trouble if we just let any outside ideas just go in. They're going to take root, and then we're going to have to do a major weeding process to get those out. So we want to plant those good ideas in through repetition, and by watching series like this, like we're doing the Daily Dose of Mind stuff, and these videos that I'm sharing with you, by watching these things over and over and tuning in and planting these ideas in on a daily basis, our mind, the subconscious mind, when it takes root there, is going to eventually start to grow forth, and it's going to affect our nervous system, the vibration that our body is in, and cause our behavior to change. And as Bob was saying, in connecting the dots, we start moving in that direction. Our body starts to move. We start to get in harmony with what it is that we want. And then when we get there, we can look back and we can connect the dots to see how all of those things had to happen. And those plans, purposes, the plots, everything that we need comes to us at the time we need it. We just need to move in faith. And he said on there, I took some notes. So one of the things he said was that our aligning our belief with the desired state leads to the manifestation of the circumstance. Aligning our belief with that desired state, we then fuse with it. And that's interesting that he said that, because I was on a call earlier this morning before I came on this one, on one of our facilitation calls. And the facilitator, Todd, during the call, he said, write this down. Answer this question today. What state am I fused with? So I will ask that to you guys. Think about that today. What state are you fused with? Because that's the state that's going to bring you what you want. That state of who are you? Who are you becoming? You want to start thinking of whatever it is that you want. Who is that person? Because it's not the same person you are now. Who is that person that is living that life? What state of being is that person in? And you want to start to think, walk, talk, act as that person. And, people, I don't like the saying fake it till you make it, because you're not really faking it. Because if you can think that in your mind, if you can think of how that person is, like Bob said, that's a state, that's a place. You have it. You may not have it on the physical level, but you have it in your intellect on the spiritual level. And since we live simultaneously on 3 planes of understanding, we're spiritual beings, we have an intellect, and we live in a physical body, that state is every much here in the physical as it is in the mental. So we can mentally be that person. We start to fuse with that state. Everything in our circumstances, our conditions, our environment will start to change to align ourselves with that state. So that was just something I thought was super interesting, that Bob had mentioned that on his voiceover in that video, and it's the exact same question that was asked today. Interesting. I always say it's very interesting how all of this works, and when you're in that vibration and you're in harmony with certain things, they just appear. So that is all I have for today. So remember, we may not know what the path ahead is and what it looks like, but if we start moving in that direction, everything starts to be shown. We will start to see and connect those dots after we've achieved what it is that we want to achieve. So I want to thank you guys for joining me. If you're watching on the replay, thank you. Continue to watch these. I will be back tomorrow, same time, same place. So like, share, subscribe, whatever platform you're watching this on. You know what the deal is with each individual platform. So do those things, and I will see you guys tomorrow. This is Ed Brenner. Peace.